like he said mini batch, okay, and 10,000 data. Okay, we just try to find that bottom line. And IBM analyst said me, okay, mini batch separated 3 mini batch, 3 batches.
Okay.
And they calculated the result he gave me. But based on my managing skill, like tuition.
To issue.
Tuition.
Intuition.
Then
okay.
Intuition.
Intuition. Okay.
Your guess. Your intuition.
Intuition. And result is wrong. It means if I know the mini batch method, mathematics, okay, you know 3 mini batches is not accurate. 6 batches, I think I recommend. So he's going to calculate 6 batches. Result will going to be different. But this
really?
is my intuition. Okay, right answer in my tuition compared with it. So sort of things is result mathematical knowledge. He cannot negative answer for him. IBM and Google people, I basically okay. They are reliable person, but they are some people very arrogant or some people very conservative. So this is kind of sort of background. If we don't know that, I try to the different opinion against him. This is my mathematical background is required.
Your intuition is
like he just said okay, he just maybe he's speaking out. They were adopting mini batch method, but we should understand what is mini batch method. What is the mathematical calculation behind scene? If I know that, okay, no, not sufficient. You're going to do that, okay? Like I said, they're going to give us 10 mini batch, and this case is we cost 10 times, right? No, we don't so much. 3 mini batch is good enough. For example, I recommend.
Okay.
So it will cost down to 1/3, right? Sort of things we can discuss, kind of sort of issues. And parameters, they just 30 parameters, 50 parameters, and put in the information, big data. But this case is 50 parameters out of 50 parameters. You don't need to consider 20 parameters. This is nothing impact for my business. Right? You just put in 30 parameters, good enough. Computer will going to automatically select parameters, but if you're going to put on too many parameters or too many data, some cases useless.
Interesting.
Right? 20
too much
parameters is
data,
good
right?
enough for my business. Sort of recommendation we need to give it for them.
So this is I think the general idea what they're trying to do is this: if you would use all the data that you have and you will calculate it, then it would find this path that will bring it down the most direct way.
So I'm sorry, this is a result?
This is the result. This is the lowest value.
Lowest value, gotcha.
So this is the bottom, basically. When it's 0, this is where it really wants to go. So this is the actual. This would be the shortest route to get to the lowest path, but that will require a lot of computation. So it will take a long time. In business, you do not always have the time to take the shortest route. Sometimes you need to be able to say, okay, well, sorry, I need speed. I need to go there quickly. Time is money. Business is money. So instead of using all the data and take a slow but very highly reliable path, we say, okay, let's take a less reliable but faster path to find the solution. But the problem is that the computer might tell you very quickly to go this way when you work with mini batches, and at this moment when you are to advise the company to say, okay, can you please tell us what we need to do? Are we to, for example, expand our business into Laos, or let's say that, and say, okay, well, at the moment we're going in this direction, so I expect that we will end up somewhere here based on the information that I have, right? So if you are knowledgeable about how the system works, then you would know that basically you cannot make any statements at this point because you haven't reached the 0 here yet. But at any point in time, you need to realize that the system is learning. So while it is learning, it is very difficult to be 100%. You cannot tell, but how close do you need to be, and what kind of statements can you make, at any given point in time based on what the machine is telling you. So, in that sense, somebody who understands AI would be able to give nuance to what the system is telling him instead of just simply saying, okay, well, the system is telling me eight.
It means nobody understands calculation behind the scene.
So
Your data is put in the data,
you are talking
big
about
data.
batch.
Yes,
Okay.
and you get the result. But actually, maybe x square plus d square, maybe this case, but
So that
might be
is-
I square, maybe W square,
four dimensions.
4 dimension, 5 dimension. This is mini batch because this is 4 dimension is like this,
Oh yeah.
and so or we just only 2 dimension, 3 dimension to answer. So we need to consider for this kind of calculation. So if you are a professional for a business, maybe this equation might be 5 dimension. In this case, you need to consider like 5 batches, mini batches going to be required. And if he does not know this kind of business environment, maybe they're going to recommend
So this one.
this one. X and just only
Yeah.
Like
This is
this.
shorter. Yeah. I understand.
this way. But this is wrong answer. Actually, this one is like this. So result is tremendously big gaps where if you don't know the mathematics. And because IBM or Google, they do know this business background. No, they don't know which one or this one, right? They don't know this one or this one, or this is 10. What the two is what?
2 dimension?
2 dimension, but a 10 dimension. Too many dimensions, uncountable some cases. Okay, at this case, we just only focus on 3 dimension. Management can tell them, you don't need 10 dimensions. These 3 dimensions is good enough for my business. Actually, we have 10 dimensions, but we need to consider remaining 7 dimensions because these are minor. These are minor. Only this one is good enough for my business. So this is mathematics and practice. We have big gap. Okay, mathematics is accurate. Okay, you can spend the million times to get a result of this calculation, but useless. I need only 3 dimensions. Good enough, not 7 dimensions. No, you don't need to concern about it. Okay, 50 parameters. Okay, we can prepare 50 parameters. Just parameter 30 is good enough for my business. So the judgment, if I know the mathematics, I can tell him. But without mathematics, president will going to ask him 50. Oh, I have 60. I have 70.
But on the other hand, Uno-san, actually, is that the mathematician who should decide it, or is that the person who has practical knowledge? Is it the business person who says, okay, I think based on, for me to drive my business effectively, I need to know something about my region, my area, my market, the prices, the global prices, the oil prices, whether the economy is doing well, and unemployment rate, and all these things I feel are of influence of my business. So I want you to use that into when you're building a model, when you're using artificial intelligence to tell me what to do. And then I don't know exactly what the impact is of inflation versus the impact of an economic stimulus in my region. So I don't know exactly what it is, but based on the data that we have, based on the fact that we have historical data from, 30 years that we can feed into the system, ultimately, and we map that, all these parameters, all these historical information that we have.
So I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing.
What are you doing?
Hair growing.
I'm sorry. I don't care, but so are you kidding me?
Hair growing.
You think it works?
I
Yeah,
can't
it works.
stop. What kind of bugs?
We can use it.
No,
No,
do you
not
want to
use it.
use that?
What is
I'm
it?
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm saying. Yep, massage tonic.
Massage tonic.
Go ahead. Just
No, 大丈夫。I'm good. I'm good. I don't mind getting old.
go ahead. I mean, go start.
Yeah. So basically,
垂れてますか
but it's the business that drives the AI. So I think it's the people who do not know anything about mathematics, but the people who just tell me, I want you to put this data into the system, whatever you have, and then decide based on historical data.
いや違うもうね光ってるんですよここがもう